Hi, Brianne. How you doing? I'm just reading your writing here, and I'm actually kind of fascinated here because you're saying something that to me is really super relevant, and that is that you're saying it's a challenge, but you're having fun and you're learning a lot, and that is the name of the game. Look, everything we're learning in this class has its application to interior design and any kind of design with it. The elements and principles of design are universal. They don't change whether you're painting, working digitally, or working in an interior. They're the same. Okay, so depth is depth, and that's why studying elements and principles is so important in any kind of design. So this is good, and I just love to hear that you're learning a lot. Even though you're not a graphic designer, you're learning about the elements and principles of design through graphic design techniques, and that's a win-win because you can take those techniques and transpose them over into, in your case, interior design. So that's just fantastic. Thank you. All right, let's jump over to your composition. And I think these are interesting. I think they're interesting. I think there's a few things. I like the minimalism. I really do. I think the minimalism is fascinating. One thing I would definitely recommend here, though, Brianne, is to start employing, start using, okay, so I like this a lot. I think this is going to be gorgeous. I think it's so cool. But start thinking about employing some of the elements and principles that we have used over the weeks. Okay, so maybe a little texture on the chairs, maybe even some, boy, I don't want to say too much because I want you to work this on your own. But as far as I'm concerned, I think this is a successful piece. I think it's a really neat little illustration. You've got some depth here without overlap, and that's simply by perspective, just by merely placing this lamp right here. And you are learning, definitely, because you've created depth right there, and that's fantastic. I love the abstract nature of this in that, okay, the table doesn't have legs. It's just kind of hovering there, but we get it. And the reason we get it is from a principle in design called Gestalt. And it's Gestalt. Research it. It's fascinating stuff. There's a principle in Gestalt called closure, which means that our mind is able to look at a partial object and fill in the blanks and create meaning. That's why this is successful. This table is successful. It's not realistic. It's kind of hovering over the rug, and it's got no legs, right? But we don't even perceive that. We look at it, we see a table because that is how closure works. Our mind fixes things that aren't complete. That's why we see like the WWF logo, World Wildlife Federation with the panda, the negative space, the figure ground relationship with the negative space. That's why that works. Closure. Okay, same thing with the FedEx arrow. That's closure. Okay, so we're filling that in. We're determining that that's an arrow based on a negative and positive figure ground relationship. Okay, so I think this is successful. I can't wait to see color on this, and it's perfectly suited to move forward in this assignment because it's got nice ample room for type. And we are going to be moving it into type and color next week. All right. So fantastic job. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you.